Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me tonight, no Laurent. No Laurent. He's.
That means I get to go next.
Yeah. But don't worry. The one you love is here. The mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov, is here.
Oh. Yeah.
Laurent's off picking up his boy toy from a long-winded absence. So
Yeah, he's reuniting. It's a very touching moment. I almost wanted to say congratulations, but I'm like, I don't think that's what people do.
Speaking of Laurent, he just texted me. He said, "Corey, stop talking shop with the guests while we're live."
Oh my gosh!
You know what, Laurent?
I can see you guys.
You're not here, Laurent. You're not here. We do what we want.
Yeah, we do.
Anyways, I'm excited for our guest tonight. He is a fellow Guardian. He is a content creator, a photographer. Andre Wilson is here. Hello, good sir.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here. This is my first podcast, so excuse me if I don't know what to do with my hands.
That's fine. Nobody knows what to do with their hands.
No.
Okay.
Let's be fair.
I'm glad I'm not alone in this boat because I'm
Nope.
always like,
Nope.
what?
Yep. So, Andre, you listen to my Destiny show, Tower Casuals, but I wanted to have you on because we've just been talking back and forth, and I think that you are an interesting person. Tell people what you do on the internet.
So on the interweb, So I'll start with Instagram. I have recently picked up photography. I'm very new, so I'm kind of just getting into the workshop. I'm basically like the new kid at school, and I'm kind of just trying to figure out where I fit in and where I can be like, hey, nice hat, cool shoes, and just kind of figuring out my terms here. I've kind of always had a little passion for photography. Some inspirations are when I was younger, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, obviously. And then a few content creators I follow. They I personally find that you can take a simple camera and take a simple picture and like turn it into art. It's really fascinating, and I'm always trying to learn new things. So I'll pick up hobbies that are very difficult, and I like to challenge myself and get better and better and better. And the way that I kind of see Instagram is it's almost like an adventure or journey of my progression. So like at the start, I'm not good. Obviously, I'll make mistakes, but later on, as I get better and better, I can scroll back and be like, holy cow, I've come so far in my passion. And it's really cool to see the growth that I've been having lately. And I'm excited to see where that can go eventually. Other than that, I stream. I haven't streamed for a while, only because I've taken a bit of a break just to focus more on photography, and kind of like, I just felt like full-time work, streaming, trying to do photography, fitness, because I do go to the gym. I'd say I try and go, if I could, 7 days a week, but I try and cut it down to like 4. So that, and then being a father, all of that is really taxing. So I thought to myself, I'm like, how can I cut this down? So the gym, I try and do like maybe like 2 times a week, depending on my schedule. Photography, kind of just on like the side randomly. If I feel like going for a walk, I'll take pictures. And then work, and then streaming. I've taken a little bit of a break, but I am gonna start that back up. I also took a break because I want to change some things and kind of mix some things up. Excuse me.
The ever changing tinkering of the stream.
Oh, gee, I need the award for the biggest tinkerer, because I will walk into my bedroom and I would be like, that picture needs to be on that wall, and the next day I'm like, that picture, and I will rearrange a room in a week. It's terrible. I hate it. It's like a gift and a curse. It's not the best thing, but it is the best thing. Other than that, Instagram, Twitter. I have Twitter, and Twitter is very, very clicky. Like Twitter, I think is very hard to kind of like find out where you can really say anything without pissing off like half the world. So it's so hard. But I try and just stick to like Destiny content, photography, people that inspire me, positive stuff. Again, trying to just find my way around that. Other than the internet, I work full time, father of two, and fitness. As I talked about, the gym. I've been going to the gym. I want to say like 7 years now.
All right, then I have a question for you, Andre.
Yes.
As a fitness person, because Corey knows my ailments, have you ever had bursitis?
Oh God.
Sorry. What?
Bursitis. It's like this. This has been a thing on the show for about what, a month now. It's like this liquid sack on your elbow that you get when you work out.
The visual for any audio listeners, Corey's just like pulling at the extra skin of his elbow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. No, I can't say I've ever had that.
Okay. No, I'm a runner, but to cross train, I've started pole fitness, which is my way of strength training because I get ADD and bored at the gym. And I don't know, no direct trauma, but all of a sudden one day I got bursitis and I had it described on the show. And they're like, "What's a bursitis?" I'm like, "All right, here's my medical hat. Bursa is this fluid-filled sac that surrounds your joints and gets inflamed." And I read that, it's really only old people that get it or people that suffer like a traumatic injury. And apparently that just means I'm old.
Did you fall off the pole? Is that what you did?
Not on my elbow. I've fallen on other things, but not my elbow. So I was like, all right, this guy's done fitness. Maybe he has his fair share of injuries.
I have to applaud you first of all, Stephanie, because I started to do I think it was 2 years ago. I got into more cardio, and at first I'm like 5-minute run. I'm like easy, and then after 5 minutes I was like okay. So then I kind of like took a step back, and I was like, maybe I should rethink this whole cardio thing. I still do enjoy it, but I did not realize that the right shoe for running is key. Because I'm like, I'll just throw on Vans, go for a quick 5K run. Easy. No, do not run with Vans on. I'm telling you this right now. Get the right shoe. Like, I went out, I think a week after, I went out and bought, like, Under Armour, like, memory foam shoes. They were expensive, yes, but I do not care. You get major, for anyone that can see, your shins will cry if you do not have, right? It is terrible. So eventually I got myself up to doing a 15K run, and I think about like an hour and a half. That was like the best I've ever done. I plan to do it hopefully again this summer when the weather is a lot nicer. Other than that, I've been going to the gym for I'd say about like 7 years, and I'm the same way, Stephanie. I have ADD, and it used to be a problem when I was a child, but now I kind of see it as like a superpower. And I mean, like,
there you go.
The gym for me, I think it changed my whole life because I mean, like, it taught me to stick to a good schedule. It taught me discipline. It just like all the energy I had having ADD, I didn't know where to do it. I walked to a gym, I lifted heavy shit for like an hour, I walked out and I felt great, and I'm like, I am not stopping this, and I haven't for 7 years now. Yeah.
It's almost kind of like an addiction, but one of the better addictions out there.
It is. I don't care what anyone says, the gym is an addiction, and I will die on that hill.
No?
I'll die on the hill.
Any kind of exercise, like for me, and it's because I started off as a runner. Sorry, Corey, we'll actually get off of exercise in a minute, but
it's fine. I need to exercise is what I need to do.
Since high school, like regularly, like 4 or 5 times a week since high school. So now, if I go probably more than 2 full days of cardio, I will get a sort of withdrawal feeling. Not the, I'm going to get fat if I don't run. No, like I'll get the shakes. Like I'll get like all messed up, and like it's like a drug addiction if I don't do my workouts regularly.
No, I feel you. Like if I don't go to the gym for like one day, I'm like, great, I'm fat, and my my fiance's like, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm fat. That's it. But like, it's almost like not going to the gym when when it is an addiction is almost like not buying a coffee in the morning for anyone that buys coffee. It's like not having your keys on you. It's just something about your day is so off and it feels weird. And then when you go back the next day, you walk in and you're just like, oh God, thank you. And yeah, it's a great thing. And I highly suggest if anyone is like suffering, especially suffering like mental health like that,
Yes.
the gym, I cannot stress enough, will help you. And like even if it doesn't completely help you, the gym and the amount of friends I've made at the gym. I mean, like the gym does more than like make you look better. It makes you feel better. It makes you look better. It makes you think better. It changes your life. I could sit here for 5 hours and talk about it, but I won't. But it's just go to the gym. That's it.
Go to the gym.
I
need
this
to.
message is brought to you by Under Armour.
I mean, so I went to the doctor this week for like the first time in a long time, like 8-ish years, and I have to lose weight, but that was like the only takeaway from the doctor, and it's like, well, I gotta get this knee fixed, and we'll be good to go. Although, speaking of my knee, so I heard this thing where like if you sit with your wallet in your back pocket, it like creates unbalanced posture or something. And so like today I tried it at work today. And today was the first time my knee did not feel like it was going to just break off.
Anytime I go out with like friends, family, my fiance, I take my wallet out of my back pocket and I put my phone, my wallet on the table. I do not sit on my wallet because I have felt like just sitting on the wallet. Because if you sit, then like it's just like thing jab. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. My suggestion: take it out on the table.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I felt better today. It was really strange.
Good.
But now, of course, it kind of hurts, but that's because this chair is uneven and broken and all other things. But, all right, before we get into the main show, we have some Patreon producers to shout out. Remember, if you subscribe to the Boss Rush Network on Patreon for just $1, you get the Boss Rush podcast on audio feeds 1 week early, Nintendo Power Block Expansion Pass 1 week early, Standard Definition 2 weeks early, and Boss Rush After Dark 2 weeks early for just $1. But if you subscribe at the $5 tier, you become a Patreon producer. What does that mean?
Woo!
You get your name shouted out on this here podcast,
Hey-o.
among others. So, our Patreon producers for this episode are Quentin Jackson, Rebecca Jewell, Adrielle Munger, and my wife, Sana Derrick. I want to thank everyone.
Let's be honest. Everyone loves getting their name shouted out. Let's be honest.
They do.
Let's be. I don't care how old you are. There's nothing cooler than hearing your name being shouted out, and you're like, "That's me. That's all me right there."
I know. I did that. I gave money, and my name was said.
I did that. That's
my I want to thank all of our patrons, and I want to thank our free feed listeners. Remember, all of our content is free. We just provide a little bit of extra perks for you over on Patreon. So, Andre, you are our esteemed guest.
Yes, sir.
What are you playing or watching or doing with your life?
So, okay, I'll start with I'll give you all three. First, I'll start with doing. Doing at the moment, nothing really exciting. Trying to get better at photography. I'm just trying to think. Like, yeah, that's basically it. Looking forward to Friday because it's a short week, so there's that. Hoping the weather is a lot nicer here in Vancouver, so I can actually go out and enjoy it. Watching. Oh God. Okay. I just finished Moon Knight.
All right.
That was one hell of a show. Let me tell you. I was taken back at the fact that Oscar Isaac can switch his spoiler alert, if anyone has not seen it, I will give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to talk about Moon Knight. If you haven't seen it, stop this, go watch it, come back, action. I am shocked at the fact that Oscar Isaac was able to talk as one person and not have an accent, and then in the snap of a finger talk as the other guy with an accent. That truly blew me away. It was incredible to see his acting, and I didn't so I only knew him prior as Poe Dameron in Star Wars, and I thought he was great there, but I just didn't expect him to up that in Moon Knight. So that was super cool. I recently watched the first season of Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes. Okay.
And there is a couple episodes that live rent free in my head right now, and I can't get them to leave. Okay, so you might know Stephanie. Sony's Edge.
I don't remember the title because I've seen it a long time ago. Can you give me the premise of it?
That's the one about the girl and the monster, and she's actually the monster.
Oh yeah. No. Oh
so,
man.
Yeah, so that was the first one my friends showed me, and they were like, if this doesn't get you into it, nothing will. And I watched it, and I was like, rerun that, we're going. And we watched the entire thing, and I was like, that for me, I was like, that's S tier. That was so good. Mm-hmm. And then another one that lives rent free in my head is it's called Beyond the Aquila Reef. It's the one where the ship is going home, but they take a shortcut, and they basically get trapped in this arachnid web for hundreds of years. Yeah, but he doesn't know, and then so that one for me really just twisted with my head. And after I watched it, I was like, wait, what? And I had to almost rewatch it again, and I was like, this has so much meaning. I was like, oh my god. So then I went and Googled it, and I was like, this has so much more meaning. Oh my god.
Some of that stuff's brilliant, and it a lot of the episodes just they fuck with your head, but in a good way.
And it was crazy too for the animation for 2004, 2014, for how old it was. The animation was way ahead of its time. Way ahead of it. It was so good. Yeah. So other than those two, those two are the ones that all of them were really good, but those two really stuck out. Other than that, besides what I'm watching, I mean, we have Kenobi on Friday.
I know, I'm so excited for that.
my entire being as a Star Wars fan cannot wait to watch that show. I am so I should have said this at the start. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I have a Star Wars sleeve. I have
nice.
I have many Star Wars collectibles that it's not even funny. If I put them all out in my room, it looked like you walked into a 12-year-old's room. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I have been since forever. The pinnacle of my Star Wars life is I got to meet Carrie Fisher before she passed away.
Really?
And it was probably the most epic moment of my life. She came to Fan Expo, and Fan Expo is it's a Vancouver version of Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. And each year they've had really cool people. 1 year I met Stan Lee before he passed away. I got to meet the guy who plays Yondu.
Okay. I don't know his name, but because he's also The Walking Dead and
Merle. What's his name? I can't remember his name. I got to meet Maggie from The Walking Dead as well. I got to just see a whole bunch of people. I don't know if you guys are anime fans, but I got to meet the guys who voiced Goku and Vegeta. I got to meet the lady who voices Ash. I got to meet she was cool. I got to meet the guy who voices Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen, and then 1 year Carrie Fisher came here, and all my friends are like, yo, you have to go. And I was like, okay. So I bought tickets. I I bought a Princess Leia pop figure, and I walked in that day, and her signing was at like noon or something. So I get there 10. I'm walking around, and then at 11:30 she comes out to like prep and all that, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, holy shit! I'm like that's Carrie Fisher right there. So 12 o'clock, I walk up, I give her my pop figure to sign, and I didn't really know what to say. I was like, I almost thought that I would just like blurb out words. I was like, I am such a big fan. I'm like, I don't really know what else to say. I almost wanted to say you're Carrie Fisher, but obviously she'd be like, yes, I am. But I was just like, this moment for me is so big. And then we ended up taking a picture, and I think that was like 2014. And the pop figure that I have is actually still in the box, and it's signed by her. And it's been like that ever since. And it was the best moment of my life as a Star Wars fan. So.
Wow, she's a legend, and just as a side note, that's gonna be worth a lot.
I know, and I like, part of me has thought like, I wonder how much I could sell this for, and then the rest of me is like, no, I can't.
You can't get rid of that, man.
Yeah, I know. My goal is to somehow, I don't know if I'll ever do this, but somehow meet Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and get them to sign it and have all three of them. But I don't know if I'll ever make that happen. So, yeah. Okay.
Mark Hamill goes to stuff like that, though.
If he ever came to Vancouver, I would probably hunt him down.
Harrison
Ford
would probably just tell you to fuck off, but
yeah, Harrison Ford would stare at me, and I'd be like, "Who shot first?" And then he'd give me the middle finger and walk away because that's Harrison Ford. Mark Hamill would probably, I'd either bring like a Joker Funko or a Luke one, but yeah. Anyway, back to Love, Death, and Robots. First season, starting the second one soon. Kenobi on Friday. Other than that, I'm not really watching anything besides anime. Game wise, God, Destiny as of yesterday.
What do you think of that first mission?
Oh my god, it was scary. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is like freaking me out. It was like, worse than like. It was worse than the Presage mission, like that first time you enter Presage and you think something's chasing you that entire first time you play that mission.
Yes, yeah. And then for me, what got me is when you walk into the room and like it's the giant callus robot and he's like,
yeah.
And then like his eyes go. I was like, oh my god. Oh
I know.
And then you turn around and your grenade won't work. And you're shooting, and then Arison's like running, and I'm like, oh god,
yeah.
Oh god.
And then like you're like freaking out because you have to punch. Yeah, it does the Presage mechanic where you have to punch the mushroom and you have to run through the door. But like,
yeah, and I'm like, I don't
well,
know.
I switched to solar because I'm like, oh, I want to try out the new solar stuff. So this first mission, so this first mission, I'm gonna throw on solar and throw some hammers and do whatever, right?
Yeah.
But when I went to punch the mushroom to run through the door, I kept throwing hammers at it, and it wouldn't punch the mushroom. And the big like haunted Cabal guy with the giant swords like came up and straight up just murdered me. I was like, oh, right.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, so far, I mean, solar is so much fun to just make things explode. Yeah. Oh god, I cannot tell you the amount of times I was like,
the new armor this season looks cool too.
It does, dude. The Reaper set. Oh god.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Other than Destiny, I'm
Stephanie's
really
enjoying...
I'm enjoying hearing the passion. It's all right. It's all good.
There's a lot of passion, but some hate because every game.
Destiny.
Yeah, it's Destiny. It's Destiny. But if I'm not playing Destiny, I'm playing Cyberpunk, which I'm really getting into. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Cyberpunk. I tried Apex, couldn't. I couldn't try so hard. Tried Fortnite for a bit. That was fun because they had Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought they put like all the Star Wars skins, and then they dropped the Multiverse of Madness skins too.
I know. I was just like, buy. I bought the Stormtrooper one, and
Yeah.
then I played nothing but the Stormtrooper, and then I even because in the Star Wars event they had the E11 gun for the
Uh-huh.
Stormtrooper, so I would only use that, and the best thing is the accuracy on that gun sucks. So like you would be shooting and like it'd go like right over and around everyone,
Mhm.
but I would still use it just because I'm a Stormtrooper, and I would die, and I'd be like, this is okay. I
Yeah.
accept this because I'm a Stormtrooper, so it's okay.
Yeah, I bought the Wanda skin, I bought the Rey and
Oh,
Finn
God.
skins, and I bought
Oh,
I
yeah,
bought the
yeah.
Master Chief and the Gears skins. So I bought.
I
these.
mean, I laughed when you and Josh were talking, and Josh missed the Halo skin, and then you told him about it, and he was like, "Damn it, I have to go buy that." I laughed at that part. I was like, oh, poor Josh, because he just bought Moon Knight, and then he's buying Master Chief, and now he's buying this.
I know.
Other than that, yeah, those are like I switched between Destiny and Cyberpunk, but other than that, I'm kind of waiting for some games here, like Harry Potter. I'm waiting for
Oh
that one.
yeah,
Oh, Harry Potter's gonna be so cool.
I'm so excited.
What house are you? Just need to know.
On Pottermore, I am Hufflepuff. I have a pin that
Nice.
always reminds me. On Pottermore, I'm Hufflepuff, but in my heart, I want to be Gryffindor, but
I think everybody wants to be a Gryffindor.
yeah, I actually, well, sorry, not me. My friend went to Disneyland, and she actually brought me back a replica of Snape's wand.
Oh.
Yeah, because so recently, I say probably, when did I finish them? I am an audiobook buff. I have like 35 audiobooks on my app, and I actually recently finished the entire Harry Potter saga, and then I
Nice.
re-listened to the last book because I just loved the last book so much. But that entire saga, let me tell you, I was sleeping on it. It is so good. So good.
It is very good.
Let's see. I still haven't done the Pottermore. I think I stopped because I had to like sign up for another account. I'm like, I'm sick and tired of signing up for accounts. But I've done other quizzes, and it says I'm Ravenclaw, which I would have deemed myself a Ravenclaw. So I'm like, all right, I can dig it.
That's fair.
I'm also a Ravenclaw, but I would have said I'm a Hufflepuff because I'm just kind of exist. Nobody cares.
Yeah, like my house is Hufflepuff, and then my Patronus, I think, is a garden snake.
A garden snake?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mine is some sort of stallion.
Ooh, okay.
Is that also in Pottermore, or can I take
Mhm.
like a non-Pottermore quiz? Because I think I took
No,
one that said I was like some sort of terrier. I'm like, I want a cooler animal than that.
No,
I
that was my
think-
That was my Pottermore.
I think
Patronus.
Pottermore is like the official one.
Hmm. I also have a 14-inch brown softwood wand.
I don't remember my wand. That's the only thing. I don't remember my wand.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I'll have to do that. But Corey and I were bouncing around an idea for like, of the future of what we want to do for Boss Rush, and one of them is, we don't usually do play-alongs or stuff like that yet because, we have to consider capacity or like a book club version of going through video games. But if we were to do one and we're planning ahead, we want to talk through our experience as we go through Hogwarts Legacy. Like that's on our wish list to do.
Yeah. Really want to do that. We're gonna do it. I don't care if we have to consolidate, or I will cancel 3 shows to do that. I don't care. Just kidding. I don't really want to cancel anything else, but it's fine. We'll figure it out.
Just kidding.
Cool.
Nice.
Stephanie.
Oh, sorry. I have one more question for Andre.
Questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, because you mentioned Cyberpunk. Because when everything first happened, I thought the concept was cool. I'm like, this might be my next like big game to tackle. And then obviously I heard about all the bugs. I'm like, all right, I'll just wait on it. And then just overall, given how much time has passed, and I didn't have any current or next gen consoles at the time when everything was fixed and cleaned up. So, but now I have my PS5, my Xbox Series X or whatever. With the bugs cleaned up, like, is it really a good game worth trying?
So for me, I was super skeptical. Like I saw it on sale in Steam for I think it was like I think it was like 80, and then it was on sale for like 40. So I googled stuff, I YouTube stuff, I went on Reddit, Twitter. I was like, if I'm gonna buy this game, I need to know that it's okay. So
Right.
I asked around. Some people said yeah, some people said they don't care, some people said no, and I'm like, at the end of the day, it is my choice to play it. So I went ahead and bit the bullet and I bought the game. And I gotta say, I've had no issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
I personally think after everything that happened with that game, after the overhaul, it is worth trying at least. And at the end of the day, if it's not a game for you, then that is your choice, and that's completely fair. Me personally, I enjoy it. I like it. I mean, now that everything's fixed, it's pretty much the game we all wanted it to be
Okay.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right.
I played it when it came out on Xbox Series X. I played the Xbox One version. I didn't have any issues with it.
Some people didn't,
Yeah.
but some people did.
Yeah. It actually seemed like when the game came out, if you were playing it on console, the Xbox One version on Xbox Series X was like the best way to play it if you're going to play it on console.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I know they added a lot of stuff. I know they changed some things. I know they added a bunch of stuff for free since then, but I enjoyed
You do
my
get
time
free
with it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Because you get a couple jackets, you get a Witcher themed jacket and shirt, you get a katana, and I think you get a car as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I enjoyed my time with it. I kind of want to like. Part of me wants to go back and play it again, but no, I'm not going to. But part of me is like,
Well, there is 3 stories you can play.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. Stephanie, what are you doing with your life
Want to guess?
besides writing your novel?
Which I only have a week left before my self-imposed deadline.
I know.
Of getting it done.
You gotta get those
Well,
words
because
out.
of that horrible weekend I just had, I did fall a little behind, but we'll see. But so basically, Andre, so I'm writing my 5th novel, and I just couldn't handle everything at once, so I put a hiatus. Like, I put a very strict disciplinary rule on myself: no video games until my novel is finished, because I feel like that would motivate me. Like, I want to get back to my games. So no, I have not been playing anything. However, after this weekend, I plan on hopping right back into it. I don't care if I'm done or not. So no, I did see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness again yesterday because
I've seen it twice. Can we talk about it?
yes, we can.
Okay.
All right, spoilers, people.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah, just fast forward like 5 minutes. Come back though.
Yeah. Corey, have you seen it?
I haven't, but I know what happens. I don't really care if you talk about it. I know everything that happens because I'm part of my job at work. I'm a media and content manager at work, and like 60% of my day is spending time on Twitter, and I don't mute any words or anything. And then like once I get spoiled, I like go through the rabbit hole and like, oh, well, let's
You're
watch
just
all
like,
the breakdown.
I want it all.
Yeah. How much information can I consume without actually watching the movie?
Yeah, basically. Okay. How do you feel about it, Stephanie? Because I like it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how like, I don't know if it's No Way Home good or like better.
That I don't know about the comparisons, but yeah, at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it because it's very chaotic and just seemed to go everywhere. But I guess that's the point. That's why it's called Multiverse of Madness.
Hold on, Stephanie, you haven't seen Spider-Man yet, right?
Not No Way Home, no.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure before like we dive into this to make sure we avoid the Spider-Man story elements.
No, it's okay because I'm usually very caught up with Marvel stuff, but ever since the second wave, I've kind of been very slow to catch up. And unfortunately, that latest Spider-Man movie is one I'm still, unfortunately, I just fell behind. I have every intention of watching it. But if I didn't see this Doctor Strange movie, I'm just going to never catch up. So I just made my own decision to bite the bullet and just go see this one so I can at least kind of stay as up to speed as possible with every intention of going to watching No Way Home. Is that the one?
No Way Home is amazing. I lost my voice the first time I watched it in theaters.
Wow. But yeah,
Oh.
so and I kind of talk with people like, how much do I really need to know for this movie? And I felt like I was fine without it, but I'm still gonna see it. But I gotta say the graphics were stunning. Like they did
Oh yeah, graphically this movie was amazing. Like I've said this to all my friends. I'm like, the creepiest part of the film was when she crawled out of the gong. Like
yes.
I remember out loud in theaters, I was like, what am I watching right now? Because I was like, oh god.
Oh yeah, did you notice that this movie definitely took a more darker tone? Like people were fucking cut in half.
Yeah,
And
that's the Sam Raimi stuff, though.
Oh yeah. This Sam Raimi just said, look, we're taking the friendly movie thing out the window, boys. Like
he was like, what movie am I known for? Oh, Evil Dead. Okay.
He full sent this into like, I'd go as far to say borderline rated R.
Yeah,
I heard some people say they were surprised it wasn't rated R.
Borderline rated R, because there's some shit in this film that I'm like, wow, that just happened in front of me.
Like when Black Bolt's head implodes, like that was.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
No, that. Like for me, like I can handle, but like for example, I mean, my kid hasn't gotten into it yet. My kid is 6, but I know kids around his age are into Marvel superheroes, and it's not even coming from I'm a prude parent standpoint. It's more like, if my kid saw this movie, he'd probably have fucking night terrors. Like,
yeah.
So it doesn't bother me. Like for me, I think it's a fresh new twist on it, but I was just surprised because I'm used to the more kid friendly flavor of Marvel. The other thing that, and I'm not trying to pick on the movie too much because I just want to be fair, because I would just genuinely gush about it, is there are some parts of the movie that were just very on the nose. Very, very on the nose about certain things. With, driving the point home. I don't know, like the girl America, which I thought was a great character. But like, her name's America. She's wearing like an American jacket. She had the star in the back and her powers had the star on it. And they were very, very on the nose about... Have you seen the What If TV series?
No, and that's one thing I kicked myself in the butt for. Like, I didn't see that prior to this. Okay, so if we're talking about shit we haven't seen, I haven't seen Loki yet. I haven't seen Hawkeye.
You went into this not watching What If or Loki? I feel like that those are like the two you should watch before this movie.
And everyone says that. Everyone's like,
especially Loki.
I know. But like you, like I basically know like what happens in it. But it's the, I know what's gonna happen in the long run, but I can still enjoy the ride. Type of situation.
It's cool.
Like go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's cool because like, Reed Richards uses the same technology that they use in Loki, and that's like a big connection.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
If I had seen Loki, I would have.
Like when he appears through like the blue portal or whatever.
Like,
yeah, that's how they travel through dimensions in the TSA and Loki.
Oh, the star thing, the blue star.
It's
stuff?
it's like this blue, like when he appears in the Illuminati room.
Oh, okay.
It's like his entrance. He kind of like whoop.
By the way, I'm all for John Krasinski playing Reed Richards.
I screamed when he was like, "Hello, Doctor Strange." I was like, "Yeah, Doctor Strange!"
Yeah.
But then he got unraveled like a Twizzlers.
Okay,
yeah.
So right there, that whole fight. That's probably my biggest gripe about the film. Is the fact that all of them just got their asses kicked so fast, and we didn't get to see their powers. That's one thing I hate about the film.
Yeah.
I would love to see like Reed like do Fantastic Four shit. I would love to see Black Bolt at least like try before he gets off. I would love to see more of like Carter kind of just do stuff before she just gets like a half off sale, and then like Captain Marvel, like we've seen her. So I just didn't like how 3 of them just got like yeeted off.
Killed,
and then Professor X gets his neck snapped.
Dude, that scared me.
Shocked, screamed out loud. I was like, "Ah!"
Yeah, like when Well, it was creepy too, like how the gas and like I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and then when she's like Kia, I'm like, oh, I didn't expect him to get that like that. I was, oh my god.
I thought he was gonna get shredded like in Last Stand when Phoenix like shreds him. Yeah,
yeah.
But apparently this Captain Carter is not the same Captain Carter that's in What If. It's a different version. So
Unbelievable.
Different version? I mean, like, it kind of seems similar-ish.
Well, it's like a different universe.
Well.
So.
But yeah, there's that.
Okay.
But then, even though it's not the same thing, but there was a zombie version of Doctor Strange in the movie, and there was an episode about zombies. I know it's not the same thing, but it's like,
yeah,
there had to be a nod towards that.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a brief zombie Wanda. So if you can freeze it or rewatch it again, it's when the gas is coming towards Xavier, excuse me, and she reaches out to snap his neck. If you can like quickly pause it, she's zombified.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So like that's there's two zombies in this film. So I just feel like this movie set up a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This definitely seems like a setup movie where like people might not like it now, but the things it set up is going to be important later, and this movie will be better later. If that makes sense.
And I think that is exactly why, for me, I don't know how I feel about it, because it's a setup film, and I don't think we've had many setup films. Like the last film we had was No Way Home, and that was an ending one, and it was huge.
Yeah.
And now we get a setup film where it's like we're all hanging off a cliff, and it's like, well, I don't know how to feel about it, but like you said, down the road, when the doors open from this movie, it's like this movie will be bigger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say I freaked out when I saw the yellow chair for Professor X, though.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
Did you catch the subtle X-Men theme, though?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I saw that chair, I was like, "Oh, my childhood!"
I know.
In a frame.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that X-Men '97 is coming out soon. Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, does this mean that we'll get like yellow suit X-Men, or sorry, yellow suit Wolverine? Like,
I mean, yeah.
Look, Marvel, I'm still waiting for yellow suit, skin tight Wolverine. Okay, give it to me before I pass away on this earth. I need it in my life, or I'll never be. I could never move on to the afterlife if I physically don't see a motion picture skin tight yellow suit Wolverine with him saying "thub." I need that in my life. I don't care who it is.
Like this one?
I don't care who it is.
Like
Yes!
this one?
Yes.
Yes, I need that in a movie, or I can never be content. I'm sorry.
I mean, it gives me a lot to look forward to. Like, I never really finished my on the nose thing, but it's okay. I don't want to psychoanalyze it too much. Like, I loved America's character arc. Like, I don't know if she's gonna eventually have her own movie, or at least participate in future movies, because she has a pretty freaking amazing power. I love that she was able, like, because she doesn't know what happened to her parents. I doubt they'll do it, but like, I'd love for her to have a movie to like go to different universes and find her parents. That'd be so cool.
Well, you know what this is gonna set up? It's setting up Secret Wars. She's gonna be the key to Secret Wars, I bet, in this version.
Oh, don't say that, because then Marvel will hear you. Oh, that'd be so cool.
No, because like that revolves around like taking what's left of each universe in the multiverse and making it one universe, right? So like,
and we have had Skrulls in the MCU, so it's only a matter of time before.
I mean, we're getting Secret Invasion. We're getting.
That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, Secret Invasion. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a Secret Invasion and Armor Wars and all these other things are gonna, it's Secret Wars is coming. Secret Wars is coming. I can hear Josh screaming from a mile away, but it's fine.
I can't wait for that podcast where he's like, "It's here! It's here!" And you're like,
Yeah. But yeah, I like the elements of this movie. I hope certain things from this movie happen. Like, there's a rumored Captain Carter TV show coming for Disney Plus.
I'd be
There's
down for that.
I mean, I hope John Krasinski is Reed Richards.
I swear. I mean, like, I don't know how long he's wanted that role for, but I think it's been years.
Well, remember when COVID hit and he started that like weird YouTube show that he did for a while?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In 2020 and in May of 2020, he said, "Wouldn't it be cool if I was a Marvel superhero?" And that, like, because he was talking about the fan-made Fantastic Four poster, and then he ends up becoming Reed Richards, and it's like, oh my gosh, dude, this is.
Yeah,
Also, he's
I don't.
Oh, sorry, he's the only character in that whole pantheon of the Illuminati who hasn't shown up as that character in one way or another in the MCU already. Or in some, not necessarily MCU.
Because the Ms. Marvel was the best friend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then Carter was the girlfriend.
Yeah, from What If. What If, too. She's...
Oh, yeah. Guy. I already forgot his name.
Black
the guy
Bolt?
with the on his head.
Black Bolt, that Inhumans TV show that only got one season. He played Black Bolt in the Inhumans show that only got one season.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's where he's... Okay.
And then, who's the other one?
Obviously,
Oh,
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart, obviously Professor X. So.
And then Mordor, who was previously in Doctor Strange 1. So, that's right. He hasn't really gotten the spotlight yet.
Yeah. So, and we know there's a Fantastic Four movie coming.
Listen, if you guys give us this Reed as John, and then give us a Fantastic Four movie, and it's not John, it's an L. I don't care what you say, it's an L. It's automatically an L. That's it.
Yeah.
Because they already opened the door. It's like he was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't give us this and be like, just kidding, it's Bob, and we're like, I don't care about Bob. I want John.
Yeah.
I will say Scarlet Witch. She made a great quote unquote villain for the movie. I just think it's a great motive, so to speak. Very freaky. I did not. I mean, I get it. I did not like the weird third eyeball Doctor Strange gets at the end. I can't. It's just so creepy. I don't like it.
Weird, and I still think it's weird. Weird.
It better not be there the entire third movie because I'm not going to watch it.
I think it
only that reason.
I think it only appears when he has a vision or something. I'm not the biggest Doctor Strange person, but I'm pretty sure like when he's doing his thing, that's the only time it appears.
I had to Google it why he got it, and I didn't get it was because he did the whole dream walking thing.
Walking thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Also, lady at the end, literally had to Google her. I'm like, I had no idea who
Charlize Theron's character.
Yeah, I was like, who is this lady?
Isn't she playing Dormammu's daughter or something weird?
She is.
Clea,
and she's like Doctor Strange's wife and successor, and I'm like, what? When did you get a wife?
But still, she was a better new character intro than the Eternals. Did you both see it? Eternals?
Oh gosh, dude, Eternals is bad.
I haven't yet.
Is it okay if I mention who shows up in the post-credit scene?
Go ahead.
Oh crap! I forgot. I intentionally block out his name. Harry Styles.
Yeah.
What the hell?
He's Star Fox. He's Thanos' adopted brother or something.
Harry Styles, actually?
Yeah.
Thanos' I guess adopted part makes sense, but Harry's. I'm sorry. Maybe I was traumatized because
he's not purple either.
I was working at a pharmacy at CVS when there was a One Direction concert years ago, and I had to see and experience all those crazy tweens going nuts over those boys, and here he is just walking in like a cool Marvel superhero. I'm like, no, you're not cool enough.
Also, Patton Oswalt as like the weird little goat person.
Right. Sorry, thank you, Charlize Theron. Like, she's much better.
She's much cooler.
Yes.
She's badass as hell.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron is a queen for every female out there who doesn't think they're badass. Charlize Theron holds the crown. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So.
Man. I mean, what's next for MCU? Miss Marvel, I guess, right? In June?
Well,
June 8th?
But isn't also Love and Thunder? Thor, Love and Thunder?
Yeah. July.
Have you guys seen the new trailer?
Yeah, I watched it today.
How do you feel about it?
Okay, so I read the comics for Gore. Have you guys?
No.
Homie was a savage. He killed all the gods, all of them. Okay, so it was basically like a graphic novel, and basically when he got the sword, he was just like, "F this, all the gods are dead."
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, at some point in the comics, past Thor, old Thor, and future Thor had to work together to kill him. So there's 3 Thors in one book. There was like an old guy with like an axe and like one arm and like a hook. I think I could be wrong. Current Thor, who was like their bravado and I'm Thor Odinson, and then like future Thor, who was like, look, we got to do this or we're all effed. Yeah. And they basically all put their heads together and Thored it out with Gore, and Gore was just basically like the almighty god of like gods because he killed every other god. And it was a crazy mature comic, and I don't know if they're gonna go that route. I mean, Christian Bale looks like Voldemort, so
yeah,
kind of weird.
That was the first thought. I was like, did I click on the wrong trailer? Like what?
Yeah. All jokes aside, though, he looks cool.
Yeah, I'm
excited. I mean, Jane Foster as Thor, I'm excited to see her kind of whoop some ass. And I mean, Thor, Chris Hemsworth as Thor is always funny.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
So I have a question because I have not read the Thor comic books. Where does female Thor come from?
So the only Thor comics I have read are the Gore ones. I have heard that female Thor, Jane, basically, and I could be wrong, so if anyone wants to comment when this goes live and correct me, please do. I heard that in the comics, Jane gets diagnosed with cancer. The only way she survives is if she becomes female Thor.
Yeah.
And then she just basically stays like that. Yeah. So again, if I'm wrong, correct me because I'm just
no. She gets breast cancer, and
breast cancer.
Her life is prolonged by becoming Thor.
Yeah. Okay. There.
All right. So I have a question, and this is coming from as a female. Okay. I sometimes I just don't really get why there needs to be an exact female version of a male superhero. Not that I don't want there to be female superheroes, but I'm like, if you're going to have a female superhero, can she just be her own superhero? Doesn't have to be like female Thor, She-Hulk. Can it just be like, but so I don't want to sound like I'm anti-woman hero because I'm a female and I love badasses, but you know what I'm saying? Like, why does Jane who gets breast cancer have to be She-Thor?
It feels like a lazy idea. Like just make like like Captain Marvel is a good example of like that's a cool female superhero, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, like she's not like Lady Captain Marvel. Or sorry. I'm thinking of Captain America.
Carter.
Like she's not Lady. Yeah, thank you. She's not like Lady Captain America. She's just Captain Carter or Captain America.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Sorry. I don't know. It kind of gets it's a little irritating for me, but it's fine.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's I like when they have unique ideas and not just like, oh well, here like one of the new shows coming out is Ironheart, and it's just a female Iron Man. Right.
Don't get me started on that show.
On Riri Williams. Like
I'm still hurt that Tony Stark died.
She's a cool character, but like, you're just bringing Iron Man back. You just want to make more cool toys to sell to people. So I don't know. I'm the one I'm most interested to see what they do with those Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's gonna be really interesting.
I mean, the two rumors right now are Shuri or M'Baku are gonna become the next
Shuri would be cool to see. Excuse me.
There is a run of comics where she does become Black Panther. because
I think
T'Challa goes
she
missing.
should do it, and then M'Baku should be like her like right hand man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But-
Yeah, there's also a deep fake going around of Idris Elba as Black Panther, and they just deep faked his face over Chadwick Boseman.
Interesting.
Yeah. It doesn't look much different, to be honest, but also you can't recast Chadwick Boseman at this point.
No.
I mean, I already know they said they weren't going to, but even if they were thinking about it. So well, that was a fun discussion.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
I finally feel like I'm getting. I think Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, finally reinvigorated me with the Marvel Universe again, because I am one of those people that did get Marvel fatigue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After Endgame, I was like, man, that was a lot. I need a break.
I think after No Way Home, I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'm cool for a bit, and I think that's why I didn't like jump on like the Loki and like the Black Widow and the Hawkmoon, like all those shows. I was like, look, like I've had my
Hawkmoon.
Look, I've gone through a giant war. I'm okay for a bit.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I didn't even start watching the TV series. The only reason why we started watching WandaVision is because my wife wanted to watch it, and she grew up on like the old kind of 50s and 60s sitcoms, and she thought it looked really interesting.
I enjoyed that show though. It was good. Like,
it's my favorite. It's my favorite of the Marvel shows still to this day.
Yeah, like I kind of went into it like, okay, I'll give this a shot. Again, I heard so much about it, and I was like, all right, cool. And like episode 3, I'm like, sign me up. Where are we going? The 50s? I'm there.
Yeah.
Right. So it got progressively better. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really cool. Also, like the first hint at like the multiverse almost, where like Quicksilver from the X-Men movies showed up, but wasn't really Quicksilver, but was it now?
No. Yeah.
You know, now
and I feel like WandaVision was essential for watching the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah.
Like you didn't need to watch. Okay, well you could have watched every other TV show, but WandaVision was like you needed to see WandaVision prior to this film.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% agreed. If you did not watch WandaVision, you probably would have been lost.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do a good job of even like explaining it at all?
They gave like a one or two liner about what happened, so I feel that people they just might not appreciate it as much.
Right.
What do you think?
Where did they? I think it's when Strange went to go see her in her like quote acreage, and she's like, "I made mistake." No, was it prior? There was someone told Strange that she took over. No,
The town, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, okay. So it was the acreage where she's like, "I made mistakes. I messed up. Blah blah blah." We fast forward when she's attacking, and Wong yells out, "She took over an entire city with her mind." So, so strengthen your mind. That's what it was.
What else is coming this year for Marvel? We got after Thor. After Thor, we got She-Hulk. We have Wakanda Forever in November, theoretically. Is that it? There's got to be one more thing, right?
That's.
I mean, that's
in
a lot.
my immediate memory, yeah.
I know that's a lot, but that's not a lot for Marvel.
Is Into the Spider-Verse 2 this year? Or is it next year?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, so Miss Marvel's June 8th, Thor's July 8th, She-Hulk is August. Untitled Halloween special for Disney Plus.
Interesting. Zombies? Question mark.
Black Panther is November. Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special for Disney Plus in December.
Okay.
Interesting.
And then next year, Ant-Man is in February. Guardians 3 is in May.
I thought that was at the end of this year.
They pushed it because they want the holiday special to come out first.
Okay.
They swapped it with Wakanda Forever.
Oh, okay.
So, There's a lot of. Oh my gosh, there's so much. This list is like. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, didn't even talk about Daredevil. Daredevil's coming back somehow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
They said it's a continuation.
I still need to watch the first show.
Oh, it's so good, dude. The first season is so good. The second,
I've heard.
so the second and third season. The second season's okay. The third season is better, but they had already announced that was the end of the Marvel shows when they put it out. So everybody was like, I don't really care. But like, I would watch all of Daredevil and the Defenders. I think those are worth watching. Jessica Jones season 1 is also worth watching, which she is rumored to be in She-Hulk. So Kristen Ritter. So I don't know. It might be worth a watch, those Netflix Marvel shows, if they're going to try to incorporate them into the MCU. But Daredevil is brutal, though. They show fists.
You guys like Shang-Chi? I didn't mean to cut you off, but before the thought leaves my head.
I did, but I'm biased because I'm half Chinese. So as soon as I caught wind that this was even happening, I flipped the fuck out. I'm like,
listen to me. When you had so someone told me it was basically like a kung fu film, but Marvel. I was like, I'm in. I'm like, I don't care who's in it. I'm like, you had me at kung fu and Marvel. I'm like, I don't care what anyone says. I love a good. Who doesn't love a kung fu film? Let's be honest here.
Great martial arts.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously for me personally, like Asian representation finally, and the main character, he's in one of my favorite sitcoms, Kim's Convenience. It's what Netflix.
Yes.
He's from there, so I've been a fan of him. So as soon as I noticed he was casted for Shang-Chi, I'm like, I need to see this.
I didn't know who he was. I knew he was from that TV show. I actually downloaded his audiobook, and I've been listening to his book he just released about his life and growing up. And it was a tough life. It was a really tough life. So it's been really interesting to read his parents' stories, his grandparents' stories, and his story about coming to like Canada and America and all that. And it really made me like appreciate the movie a bit more. Like, this dude has struggled so much, and now he's like a superhero, and it's really cool. So, but like Shang-Chi was again, kung fu meets Marvel. I mean,
that movie was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
For facts.
Yeah, the bus scene, like I was sold at the bus scene.
Yes, the bus scene. I'm like, this has Jackie Chan vibes all over.
Yeah, yeah. I bet Jackie Chan shows up in whatever they do next with Shang-Chi as like
I said the same thing. I'm like, I bet you anything.
Because like they always try to get
Jackie Chan is gonna be like a cameo or like a main character in number 2 where he teaches Shang-Chi some shit. I'm like, I would flip out. If I see Jackie Chan in a Marvel film as a MCU character, I would scream.
Yeah. Yep. I just like I think it would be really cool. I think like I don't know. I just feel like that would be something Marvel would try to do, right? Is try to get like a big name, especially because like Jackie Chan,
or like Ip Man, or like Jet Li, someone.
Yeah. Well, isn't Jet Li like really sick? Wasn't that? Yeah, I think he's like really sick.
Oh my god.
Because that's like side tangent. The Expendables 4 was announced recently, and
they're still making those films.
But he was like a staple of that series, and he's not in this one, and everybody was asking why. I think he's like really sick.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Yeah.
Oh, here, let me see. Internets.
He was in like the first 3, right? I think I've only seen the first 2.
Yeah.
He has hyperthyroidism and has been dealing with issue. And in 2016, he stated that he recovered from his illness and accepting fewer film offers due to his charity work and not because of his health conditions, I guess.
Oh.
Okay. Well, either way, just
all the best
any living legend, martial arts legend, I just really wish will show up.
I know. Just give me like Man Chan and Shang-Chi, and I'll squeal.
Yeah.
All I thought.
One of them will be the teacher, and one of them will be the villain.
Ooh.
Oh God! It
Yes.
has the villain, Chan the teacher. Give it to me, Marvel, please.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Sorry, not to go tangent to tangent, but it's like kind of related since you're a martial arts fan, right?
Mhm.
Ish, or- Have you played Sifu?
No, but it looks so good.
You need to. It's a great game.
I've watched it, and it basically looks like a kung fu film, like an old '80s kung fu film.
It is, and the fighting mechanics and everything is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I'm like, this is something I could just spend hours on.
Sorry, I'm just trying to plug in my laptop.
Yeah, that'd be bad for time.
So, question for both of you guys, or I guess more Corey, do you have the Nintendo podcast as well?
Yeah.
Are you on that as well, Stephanie?
I am only a guest when needed, but I'm not a regular.
Because I was gonna say I see the Hylian shield behind you.
Oh, yes, Zelda.
I was gonna say, are you guys ready for Breath of the Wild 2?
Yes. Yes.
I saw the sparkle in your eye, and I was like, okay, well, she's definitely.
Yeah.
Well, quick history. Sorry, Corey, I'm going to cut you off here because
Nope, that's
Zelda's
fine.
my thing. Even though I know, okay. Zelda's my first beloved franchise. That shield actually belongs to my son because he has been Link for the last 3 Halloweens.
Oh, your son's cool.
Yeah, and I was Fi or Fee, so because I've been like Zelda, and I'm like I don't want to be Zelda again, so I'm like I'm gonna be Fi or Fee. So I was Fee and he was Link. Anyway, so
has he been a different Link or the same Link?
He's been the same Link, but it's just because he doesn't know the difference, and I can't
fair.
afford all that. But we'll get there.
Should dye his hair pink next year.
Yes, bunny costume. I don't know. But the point is, that's how I got connected with Nintendo POW Block and Boss Rush, because during the quarantine, like the real like hardcore quarantine, I'm like, I need something to do while I'm stuck locked down, and I never listened to podcasts before, so I'm like, oh, what do I like? I like Zelda. So I typed in Zelda, and I found another Zelda podcast, but I also found Nintendo POW Block, and then I became a fan. Then I became a writer for the show, and then I became a guest on the show. So that's the only kind of tangent I wanted to tie into it. I'm a huge Zelda fan, and that's what connected me to the Boss Rush family. Go, Corey. Sorry.
What I was going to say is not anywhere near as important as that. But Ed and I are prepping. Episode 300 is going to be a 2-parter. And the first part is going to be like Ed and I kind of reminiscing about the last 7 years or so about the show, and we're doing our top 30 Nintendo games.
Oh, that's hard.
I know.
Whoa.
Well, our original idea, and I just don't know if we have enough time. We have, 4.5 weeks until we record the first part. But my idea was to get everybody within Boss Rush and fans and stuff to write in their favorite Nintendo games, and then just compile a list of 300 games that we all love that have appeared on Nintendo platforms.
That's cool.
I was gonna say, how could you say that's not important, Corey? 300, that's a huge milestone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you have a cooler story. Also, Ed and I have been talking about episode 300 for like 5 weeks now, and it's just like I feel like all I've been talking about lately is that.
Since you brought up Breath of the Wild 2, Andre, do you have your own personal prediction about? I know it's been delayed till 2023. Fine, whatever, I accept it. We accept it. Do you think they'll actually provide either the title or just a full trailer at this? Whatever will replace E3 if they do a direct in the summertime or
Summer Game Fest.
Listen, E3, if you're watching and you don't give me a title, I will scream. I need to know the title of this. Breath of the Wild 2. Like I at least need like a firm date and a title so I can sleep. All I need.
Yeah.
I want.
A
title and a date.
I want a title and a cool trailer. Is what I want.
Give me a title. Give me a date. Give me the cover art.
Mm-hmm.
All I ask.
Yeah.
Or like 5 minutes of gameplay of like the beginning of the game. It's oh, I need something. So I need like a drip feed of just like that I can just kind of like hold on to because I am going like I've watched the trailer 1,000 times. I don't know what else I can do. I have watched many Breath of the Wild things just to get my fix for Zelda. There's only so much I can do. I need more. Okay, Nintendo.
What my fear is that because they only recently announced their latest pushback, like it's going to be next year. I think it's going to be a spring release, like March-ish 2023. And because of that, they'll probably only really give us a lot of information up to 6 months of that happening. So I'm thinking we're not going to get it in the summer, but they'll give us something in the fall, like a fall direct. But I hope I'm wrong, but that's my prediction.
Or I'll just wake up on a random Saturday and there will be a trailer.
True.
Or I'll wake up on a
What
random...
if...
Go on, go on.
I was going to say, what if the next time we see something about Zelda is like the Game Awards in December?
Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine just...
Even then, I'd be like, look, that's all I need something. I need a fix. I need something because I've Zelda for me, like I have the Triforce on my finger. Like I'm huge Zelda fan. I streamed and beat The Legend of Ocarina. And then I was gonna play Twilight Princess on my old PC, but they shit the bed. I've played Ocarina, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. I just recently played the new... what's the new one that came out?
Skyward Sword.
Thank you. I played that one for the first time, and that was great. Personally, and I might piss some people off, Twilight Princess is my favorite. Only because it's very mature. Mature.
Sorry, nobody ever says that, and I got really excited because it's also my favorite.
It's a very, like, the theme is dark, the sounds are great, the combat's sick as shit.
Here's the thing. Twilight Princess has the best dungeons of any Zelda game.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess needs a sequel, and I don't know if I'll ever get that, but I'll die on that hill. And yeah.
You have a lot of hills to die on today.
I do. I have a lot of death that's upcoming on hills. That's my life now. But no, the dungeons are great, graphics are great, story's awesome, the mechanics are dope. Being a wolf is cool. The fight with Ganon at the end is insane. I will say though, the Skyward Sword fight was crazy. It was nuts.
Yeah,
I have you played it?
Me? Stephanie?
Yeah.
Which one? Skyward Sword HD?
Yeah, the one that just came out.
Yeah.
Sorry. I beat Skyward Sword the original release. I did not beat it in HD, but I'm fine.
I assume it's the same ending.
Yeah, it's the same.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like at the end where you like run up his leg, spin, thunder sword, and then jab into head. I was like, oh, when that happened, and I was like, this is so sick.
Very satisfying.
Oh, so satisfying.
Very Wind Waker-esque.
Very. That was the first time that happened, and I was like, let's go. But yeah, just something about Twilight Princess for me is so cool. But I mean, Breath of the Wild is just, I don't even know where to start. Like, I'm still seeing videos of Breath of the Wild and people finding shit, and I'm like, this game is so old and still $80 for a reason. Like, it's so good.
Oh, you have those Canadian dollars. I was like, $80.
Yeah, our shit's way more expensive than
not
cool. But the only thing I have never done in Breath of the Wild is I didn't do the Master Sword stuff. So like the three, like the test of courage, strength, and wisdom. Other than that, like I found all the shrines. If you are listening or watching and you have found all 900 Korok seeds, I bow to you because I do not have that much time.
No,
I did.
What?
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. You are a human. You are a full-fledged human. That takes patience. That takes skill. You are a father. So that is impressive as shit.
Yeah.
I didn't have any kids when I did it, though. I'm going to throw that out there.
So that's fair. But still, 900 of those things, I mean, like...
It was awful.
Golf clap, sir. Golf clap.
I think
That
I've-
is impressive.
I think I found about 400 of them on my own, and then after I beat the game, I was like, you know what? Let's go find all these suckers. And I found a map, and it was like an interactive map, and you could like check off the ones that you found. Well,
Oh, that
Nice.
probably made it a lot helpful.
Yeah.
well, it was, but I had to figure out which ones I had first,
Oh.
which was not great. So, but yeah, I got my little golden poo trophy. Very excited.
Nice.
What do you get for it? You just get like a simple like trophy?
It's a golden it's a trophy, but it's a golden piece of poop. It's like a piece of it's just like yeah, it's like a big joke. They make a big joke out of it too. Hold on.
How'd you feel after you did that?
I mean, I knew about it before I went hunting for them, but I want to find the.
See, I'm conflicted because as a Zelda fan, that's probably the franchise that I would most love to 100%. But 100%ing Breath of the Wild, I'm like, I'm a full-time working single mom. I cannot do it if I wanted to.
No, that is. I mean, for anyone that has, I'm up. I don't know how you managed to 100% that game, but you are more of a Zelda fan than I am because that takes patience, skill, time, and tactical precision on where to find everything. Like,
Yeah.
I have a friend who's trying to get all the pictures in the camera, and I'm like, dude, good luck, because you every animal, weapon, berry, like everything. I'm like, oh my god.
I did
Nope.
that too.
Oh my
Dude.
god. What?
What?
You don't get 100% in the game where it tells you your percentage completed. You don't get 100% unless you take all the pictures.
That's insane.
And then I found out after I took all the pictures, there's a point where you can go somewhere and just purchase the pictures with rupees. And I was like, oh well, that sucks. But yeah, the golden poo. It's called Hestu's gift, a gift of friendship given to you by Hestu. It smells pretty bad, and it's just a golden poo trophy.
Yeah.
So to get back on the reason I asked you guys this, do you have any predictions on what 2 is about, or like from the trailers, like how do you feel about it so far?
Oh man, there's time travel involved for sure. I think that time travel is going to play a big part in it. I kind of hope that you actually switch between Link and Zelda. I also hope that the Wolf Link amiibo still works in it, so I can have a companion. Because that's like secretly the best part of that entire game. Man, I don't know. That last trailer gave me some new thoughts that I kind of have to think about, like the Master Sword dissolving, which okay, so you're gonna have to kind of find the pieces to put the Master Sword back together. Which I was like, well, my original thought was, well, if you start out with the Master Sword, I think something's gonna happen to the Master Sword, and you get the white sword from Zelda 1.
Ooh, okay.
And that's going to be your powerful sword for this game. I also have a theory that there's going to be crafting to craft stronger weapons, and each dungeon is going to have an unbreakable version of a weapon, because they're going to bring...
I hope this game brings back dungeons.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest criticism of this game, is like, it's so great, it's so open, you can kind of do whatever you want, but there weren't any traditional dungeons, and the Divine Beasts, they were cool, but they didn't satisfy the dungeon part of Zelda,
No.
right?
And it wouldn't make sense for them to do that again, like the same thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think traditional dungeons are coming back. Well, maybe not the way we think of traditional dungeons, but I think they are going to bring dungeons back. And I think the renting system is going to come into play from A Link Between Worlds, where, like, if you want to go tackle this dungeon and you need a weapon and you don't have one, you can go find one and rent it. But also, I think there's going to be unbreakable weapons in these dungeons, because I know so many people did not care for the breakable weapons.
No, yeah, they were kind of like... I don't want to say a joke, but like it sucked that everything broke in the game.
Mm-hmm. Even the Hylian shield breaks at some point.
I was so
I
upset. Yeah, the Hylian shield and the Master Sword both break, and I'm like, well, I'm not Link then because I can't keep this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think the hook shot is going to make a grand return.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
I hope so. I hope so. Not that I didn't care about climbing everything, but a hook shot would have made traveling a lot easier.
Will be
Gale
great.
Boomerang?
Okay.
The boomerang?
The Gale.
Oh,
Boomerang.
the Gale boomerang. Yeah.
I just, to piggyback on what you said, I'd love to see his old items come back, like his iconic the hook shot, the boomerang, but his iconic stuff come back. I'd really like to see that. But
yeah, I wonder if anything I don't know. I wonder if we're gonna start seeing more things from past games in here too. I know there's locations that you can kind of piece together of oh, this was the altar in Skyward Sword, this was the farm from Ocarina of Time, that kind of stuff. But I wonder if some other things are going to start popping in.
Well, okay, so again, to piggyback off what you said, now if they have that in the first game and they bring back time travel, can I go to the farm from Ocarina and time travel back and somehow get a remastered Ocarina of Time farm in some way, shape, or form and get to see Epona, but only see Epona there, and then time travel back to the future?
I mean, you can get Epona in Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, if you have the amiibo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
You covered a lot of what we could be seeing. The only thing I could possibly add is, my guess if this were to be a trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can see this kind of being not, when I say Majora's Mask-ish, I just mean the darker tone, a little more sinister tone, and it might even not have a happy ending, so to speak.
Well,
I know it's very vague, but
it could be the Empire Strikes Back of this Zelda trilogy, right? Where you lose at the end. You could lose at the end.
Yeah.
I want that in a Zelda game because I don't think we've ever had Link actually just getting his ass kicked and then just losing in the end.
That's how it ends,
and then banishing Link. Give me a Zelda game where you hype us up until the very end, and then you fight Ganon, and Ganon's get out of here, and he just yeets you, and then the start of the quote third game, you have to basically pull a Samus Aran and reacquire your shit and almost prove yourself to the Master Sword that you are the hero. You have to be listen, I need your help, and the Master Sword is why should I help you? You got your butt beaten, and you have to be I can prove to you I'm the hero of time. And Link calls himself and he takes up the mantle of the hero of time, and he's I have to do this for the world, and he has to prove to the Master Sword that he is the hero it needs. And at some point in the game, he basically pulls He-Man, and the sword is, and him and the sword become one, and then you pick up the shield, and for some odd reason he's wearing green clothes, and Zelda's Lullaby is playing in the background, and there's pigeons, and I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just need that game in my life.
To piggyback off what you said, I was thinking what if at the end, like you said, Link, what if Link dies and he wakes up in this alternate world, like Majora's Mask or Link's Awakening, and
dies or needs to retreat to another,
yeah, and then you play through the first third of the third game, you play through and you try to get your life back or travel back to the realm of the living.
Yeah, say for example in the third game, the first 5 minute is a Ganondorf fight, and you lose and you get banished into some halfway across the world, and the game is about you venturing into different worlds, dimensions, planes, whatever, to get back to Ganondorf. And by the time you're at Ganondorf, you're Link, but you're not really Link anymore because you've acquired so much new powers and like knowledge that like you're like, I'm not who you think I am. Dead. Nintendo, sign me up. Let's go.
Yeah, free ideas right here.
I got this in the bank. I've thought about this long and hard daily.
Oh man, Zelda.
I know, just
Honestly, a timeless classic. But speaking of Nintendo, have you guys played Metroid? Is it Prime? No,
Dread.
Dread. Thank you, Dread.
yes, I actually beat it shockingly.
I did too. What a great ending! Great ending. Corey, have you?
I've gotten lost about 400 times, and I have put it down because I think I am like not even a third of the way through the game, and I just keep running around.
Which color Emmy are you at?
Well, I'm in the water area.
Oof, that's tough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Emmys terrify me, by the way. Emmys
Yeah.
are scary.
Yeah.
There is nothing scarier than an Emmy spotting you and chasing you.
If you ever want to talk Metroid, LaRon is the person to talk about Metroid with.
Oh, okay. Metroid. Give me a Metroid Prime remake from the GameCube. Give me that all day.
You're
all day.
probably going to get one this fall. That's the rumor.
All day. Metroid 4. Nintendo. Listen, it's been too long. Okay. Dread was cool. I loved it. I want to see it I want to see a bigger one. Okay. Before. Give us 4. All of us. Give the world 4. Please.
The fun fact about me is, believe it or not, Metroid Dread is my first Metroid game. I just happened to not get into that franchise. And at first, the difficulty for at least with regard to like the Emmy, was frustrating. But I just love that type of game, you know, Metroidvanias. But and also just it was such a visually stunning game.
It was so good.
And the animations, like right when you're about to start a boss fight, it just blew my mind. I'm like,
I like how it all kind of it was like one continuous shot into a boss fight, and then like even like the boss intro, the fight, and the end was all like one shot. There's never no cutscene. It was so cool.
The Kraid fight was cool.
And it was just very epic. The epicness of what of each battle, it's worth like dying over and over again for me. But I will admit that I got lost a lot. So Corey, you're not alone. I did have to look up a couple points because I just did not know when I was running in circles.
Yeah, I did too. I'm not even gonna attempt to say I didn't. That game is really, you can get lost fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've been playing and watching things.
What have you been playing and watching?
So yeah, I played Destiny last night. I played through the first mission and tried to do some other things. Although I'm like cleaning up my office. I wouldn't say I'm rearranging it. I'm like just cleaning it up because I've acquired a lot of collectibles in things, and it's time to kind of like put some away.
How's your statue?
What?
How is your statue?
Which one?
Did you get the Witch Queen one?
I didn't get the Savathun one.
Oh, I thought you did.
I want one, but they were sold out when I went to get it. Plus, like, I'm pretty sure if I got that thing, my wife would murder me. So, well, it's like 3 feet long because of the wings, and it's like $200. So, it's a pretty big commitment. I want to eventually. Maybe it'll be like a birthday or Christmas gift or something because they are releasing more in the fall. But we'll see. But I did get the Cade one, so there's that.
That's the one I'm thinking of. It was the Cade one.
Yeah, the Stranger one is still the best one. The Elsie Bray one is still the best looking one.
Oh wait, this one, is that the one?
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
it's still the best looking one. The Stranger one's not very good. The Eris one is actually pretty good too. But the company that makes those has been polling the Destiny community to see which character you want next.
Ooh, yeah.
I think
Go
either
on.
Crow or Saladin are next.
Both of those would hit hard.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, especially now with where the story's going. As much
Yeah.
as I want a Zavala one, like I think Crow, or it depends on what they do with Saladin.
I mean, yeah, that's
But like if he gets murdered or whatever, if he dies, that's gonna be the
obvious.
one. But if he doesn't, then I think Crow is gonna be the next one.
I'll be upset. Yeah.
Which will be weird if they put Crow out after Cade. But that's
Yeah, that'd be a
Yeah. It's so
awkward.
it's so funny. People who haven't been playing Destiny for so long don't understand, but it's fine.
Who's Cade?
Yeah.
I don't know who Cade. I like Crow. No, you don't. You don't
No.
understand the pain that we've all went through.
Yeah. The quick version of the story, Stephanie, is the character Crow used to be this character named Aldrin Sov, and he straight up murdered everybody's favorite character in Destiny. And that was like a whole expansion revolved around this murder.
In cold blood, like shot him like cold blood. It was brutal.
Yeah. And the whole expansion was like a revenge story.
Okay.
And then it's not clear who kills Aldrin Sov, but he is resurrected as a guardian, and everybody knows what he did except for him until very recently. But like one of the whole story arcs for him was him coming to terms with his old life and leading this new life as a guardian. So
Ooh, spicy.
yeah, it's a very spicy story. Also, he just also committed another murder very recently on accident. On accident.
Habits are hard to die.
On accident, but he did murder us. So,
Okay.
yeah.
He only wanted to get ramen, for God's sake.
I know. He only wanted a friend to get ramen with, and
He only wanted
murdered
a
this
friend.
guy. Good times. Destiny is just weird. It's fine.
Oh, and then on top of that, the guy he murdered, so obviously dies, but then for his mistake, the good guys had to lose one of their hardest hitters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, because like, there's a race of aliens called the Cabal, and he murdered a Cabal character, lieutenant. Yeah, and the leader of the Cabal said basically a life for a life, and they were gonna straight up kill Crow, and then Lord Saladin, which is one of the major players in the story right now, said that he would take his place, and then he became the leader of this faction. It's just this whole thing. It's cool. It's really hard to explain Destiny to people who don't know who these characters
It's
are.
okay.
But
It's like
fun.
one of those you had to be there.
Yeah. Kinda, yeah. But still. It's fine. Now Callus is back, and now I should wait and talk about this on Tower Casuals tomorrow, but they said a Legacy raid is coming back this year, and everybody thought it was going to be King's Fall. And now that the Leviathan is back, I'm really worried that they're going to bring the Leviathan back, and I do not want the
I've never played
Leviathan.
that raid.
Dude,
So,
it's not great.
I've heard it's not. I heard it's
It-
not the best.
It was fun because it was like, oh yeah, new raid. But then you get in there and you're like, this is every Destiny 1 raid is better than this, including including Crota.
Oh
So,
my god. Is it that bad?
It after you do it like twice, you go in with your raid team, you're like, why are we doing this again? Like there's no point, because they had that really weird token system when that raid came out where like you didn't really get gear outright. You had to you had to earn tokens by playing the raid and then go buy the armor and stuff. And like, I mean, you would get drops, but then you'd have to trade your tokens in for armor. It was just like this weird thing. It was just, I don't know. That raid left a lot of salty tastes in people's mouths. So, and not the good kind.
Well, hearing Callus was odd.
Yeah, Callus was Robot Callus. Decaying Robot Callus, which is who you fight in that raid.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, is like that Robot Callus you saw, like, it's that's the boss of the Leviathan raid. And then once you beat him, you go down into this chamber and you just see all these Callus robot bodies lining the walls. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if we're gonna see Callus this season at all, like real Callus, not robot Callus. But we'll talk Destiny tomorrow. I've also been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey still. I've also been on a Star Wars rewatch kick because of Kenobi.
Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the best one. Can't change my mind. Number 2, Star Wars. Go.
I would agree with you on Black Flag until I played Odyssey.
I love pirates, so I'm just.
Are you gonna buy Skull and Bones, which is essentially Assassin's Creed Pirates?
I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since the Egyptian one.
Yeah, that one. Origins was okay.
Origins, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Odyssey is the best.
That's the one with No, that's the Greek one. Valhalla's the new one. That's what it is.
Yeah. But I've been rewatching Star Wars, and I watched the original trilogy, and like my whole thing was like, I'm gonna go watch the prequels to prepare for Kenobi, and then I went straight into the sequels, and like all this.
1, 2, 3, yeah. Put those to the side. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, but I have to say, The Force Awakens is great.
Just stop there. That's all you had to say.
I really like The Force Awakens. I also really like Rogue One, and I also really enjoyed Solo.
I don't know why people shit on Solo. I really like Solo.
You know why they shit on Solo. Because it's not
Harrison Ford.
It's not Harrison Ford and Billy D. Williams.
Donald Glover and
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone's up. Oh my god! I don't know why everyone's up in arms. Like, explain to me why Solo is bad, and give me a viable reason, and I might agree with you. Other than that, stop.
Give me a Solo Disney Plus show.
I'm there for it. I'd back it up.
Give me that. Just give me like the Adventures of Han Solo. Give me like 3 seasons of that where he just goes on.
Name of the show right there. The Adventures of Han Solo. Name of the show.
Yeah.
Right there.
Just saying, that would be awesome. And then it leads like maybe the last episode leads into the like he enters the cantina, right? Where, you know, like it just leads into that scene. It'd be fine.
Give me the story of him doing jobs for Jabba. Give me that.
Yeah. Man, I gotta say, I'm really scared to go watch the prequels. And like, I remember really liking The Last Jedi when me and my wife saw it in the movie theater, and then everybody said they hated it, and I haven't watched it since. And I'm like really afraid to like watch that and Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, wait. Have you seen both?
Yeah, I've seen them both.
Okay. Last Jedi, I have such mixed feelings about Last Jedi. So for me, so 7, 8, and 9, in my opinion, is like a car ride. 7, okay, so The Force Awakens is like a nice car ride. 8 is like, it's gonna sound terrible, but hot take. 8 is like a car crash. 8 had the potential to be good, but there was so much about it that was just random and odd. And that fight scene in the throne room is terrible. I don't care what you say. If you watch a frame by frame, because I
don't know if you watch the cut on YouTube where they're playing Queen in the background, it gets pretty good.
I have seen that and it's good. I've seen that and I agree. It's good. But it's the choreography of that fight that just kind of like is like, and then anyway, 9 I feel like is trying to walk away from that car crash, but not really hitting the mark. Like, it's great. I really like 9. There's tons of things about 9 that I enjoy, but I just like.
I feel like to play
off the rip when Poe Dameron's like, Emperor Palpatine's back. I'm like, I'm sorry. What do you mean he's back? I saw Homie get blown up in a giant ball of death like 6 movies ago. What do you mean he's alive?
I remember liking 9, but I also remember walking away from it thinking this should have been 2 movies.
Yeah, I agree. 9 should have been split in half, and it would have been way better.
Yeah. Stephanie, are you taking notes over there?
No, not notes.
Oh.
On Star Wars. Totally not.
Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac, Emperor Palpatine.
Oscar Isaac, I remember him being good looking. Look him up later. So yeah, I'm really, I don't know. I'm excited for Kenobi because I really like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
My entire being and soul is ready for that. I listened to the Kenobi audiobook and the what's the other one? There's another one. It's called, I think, Jedi Masters. It's basically how Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan met, and their whole story before the Phantom Menace. Both are great reads, but if you read Kenobi before watching the show, you might have more of an appreciation for the show. I mean, I will love it regardless, but now that I've listened to that book, I think there's going to be some more things that I'll be like, holy shit, holy cow, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm in this weird point in Star Wars fandom where like I didn't watch the original trilogy like growing up, and I remember we bought the VHS tapes before episode 1 came out, and I remember watching them, like the special editions, and then we saw episode 1, and I remember liking it, but I felt like there was something off about it. But then like it's weird because there's like parts of the original trilogy that I love, but then there's other parts that I hate. But then the prequels, there's parts that I love and parts that I hate. And so, like, I feel like as a Star Wars fan, I'm in this weird spot where, like, I kind of like both, and I kind of like the new ones. So does that make me, like, I think about it often where, like, I'm not the typical fan of this thing, I think. I think I'm just allowed to like Star Wars or even, like, Marvel or whatever else, you know? Like, I don't know. You know what
You're
I mean?
allowed to like what you like.
Yeah.
Of course. Every Star Wars film has a flaw and has pros and cons. That's just my opinion. Every Star Wars film, no Star Wars film is perfect, except for maybe like episode 3, but that's just because it's like so emotional in every way. But yeah, every Star Wars film and TV show has pros and cons. But I just find lately the Star Wars community is like a little toxic when it comes to opinions.
Yes, thank you. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, no, it is. It's gotten pretty bad. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched Book of Boba Fett, but when they introduced Cad Bane and the freaking internet blew up, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's not blue enough," and I'm like, "Who gives a shit? Like, we got Cad Bane in IRL. Like, shut up." And then when Kenobi trailer came out, "Oh my god, the Grand Inquisitor doesn't look the same." Yeah, because we're comparing animation to real life. Like, what do you want? Like, what?
I remember, so when Mandalorian season 2 happened, and like you see the X-wing fly in, and then you see the green lightsaber, and you just see him like going through murdering people, and he lifts his hood down, and it's Luke. It's like young Luke, and like,
yeah,
of course,
I was like, oh my god.
I'm like, of course he's not gonna look like perfect because it's CG, whatever. But like it's Luke. Like this is exciting. This is cool.
Right.
And then the first thing you get on Twitter is like, oh, Luke looks like a CGI fuckfest or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah,
come on, guys.
How old is Mark Hamill? Do you think Mark Hamill's gonna do what that person did? Like, no.
Right. Now, granted,
No.
Luke in Book of Boba Fett looked way better, but
He did.
they hired the deepfake guys to do it. So,
Yeah, and I think Mark Hamill read the lines.
yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, but like, just like to piggyback off what you said, like the last time we saw black cloak, hood, green saber, Luke Skywalker was episode 6. So the fact that we got the X-wing, R2 effing D2, and that Luke Skywalker in a TV show, I mean, like, I don't know about everyone else, but I was screaming when I saw the X-wing.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the green saber, I was just like,
Yeah.
oh god, I was taken back, and the fact that people shat on it, I'm like, well, like, what do you people want? Do you want Mark Hamill to de-age himself IRL and then play Luke? Because I would love that, but that won't happen. So we got what we got.
Yeah,
Also-
this level of expectation's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Also, like seeing Ahsoka and Luke talk to each other was like,
That was cool.
it was super cool. I love Rosario
was-
Dawson in that role.
Okay, so when she got casted as her, I didn't hate it. I just didn't know how I'd feel. I'm like, okay, this is interesting because Ashley Eckstein killed it. Ashley Eckstein was Ahsoka rose to be one of my favorite characters, and Ashley Eckstein reinforced that. So when, excuse me, so when Rosario Dawson got casted, I'm like, okay, you have my attention. I'm curious. I don't hate it, but I'm really interested. Seeing her play Ahsoka, I'm like, I don't think there could have been anyone more fitting, because she even said she researched the shit out of Ahsoka. She massive Star Wars fan. She did her research and she just loved it.
And she talked to what's her face to get her blessing too.
Yeah. She reached to Ashley and she's like, "Can you help me bring this character to life?" So she went above and beyond to portray a character to, I don't want to say live up to fans, but to just portray the character the best way she could, and she nailed it.
Yeah.
She honestly nailed it, and I cannot wait for her own show. I honestly cannot wait to see where it takes her, because Rebels was such a great show. And then if anyone had read the Ahsoka book prior to watching Rebels, it only made it way better.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for Kenobi. That's all I can say. That's like my last thought. I'm like really excited for Kenobi.
Did you watch Clone Wars too?
I didn't watch Clone Wars.
Okay.
I should have, but I didn't. There's a lot I should have done before Kenobi came out, but I just didn't.
Clone Wars was epic. Just if anyone has watched it, they will know what I'm talking about.
Speaking of epic, this was an epic episode.
Heck yeah.
We've been running for almost 2 hours. Like, this is crazy. This is awesome. We're gonna actually wrap it here, but I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. Remember, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, leave a 5-star review. If you want to support us, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Andre, thank you for your time this episode.
Thank you for having me. I was quite nervous all day. Actually, okay, fun fact, so on the way home today, there was actually a transit emergency, and the SkyTrain I take home wasn't working, and I was stranded at a different SkyTrain, and I was stressing out, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna miss the podcast. And I was gonna message you and be like, dude, I can't make it. And I was like, oh my god. And I was like, okay, relax, chill. I managed to get a cab to a different SkyTrain, and I made it home, and I'm really glad I did, because I was nervous all day to like do this, because it's my first podcast, and I just didn't know how I would be. But I mean, once I started talking, it was just kind of like,
you're natural. man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I love to just kind of just talk and it just kind of flowed. So I'm happy that you guys had me. I am more than excited to go back and listen to this and watch this.
Yeah, you are more than welcome to come back anytime you want to hang out, talk stuff. Like,
I am.
When
all you gotta do is shoot me a message and I'll make time.
Cool.
Yay!
Where can people find you if you want them to find you?
On Instagram, you can find me at Andre Wilson, all one word, but it's ANNDREWILSON, and then my Twitter is also Andre Wilson, but it's ANDRE_WILSON. Instagram for photography and fitness, and then Twitter for just chatting, games, pop culture, news, hanging out. Other than that, yeah, that's basically the places you can find me.
Cool. Well, I'm really glad you hung out with us tonight. This was fun. Stephanie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so people can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Klimov, KLIMOV_author. Twitter is more my gaming and writing stuff. Instagram is just pictures of my cat, food, and me not injuring myself on the pole.
The cat.
Food.
All cat.
And,
All cat.
Yep. But yeah, and you'll find me here Wednesday nights, but also on After Dark and the classic animated Disney movies for standard def, and my articles on bossrush.net.
You can find me at I am Corey in HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Nintendo Power Block. You can find me on Standard Definition, our retro nostalgia podcast, which, Andre, yes, Star Wars. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Ideas appear.
Star Wars. My motto from now until forever is Star Wars is life, abbreviated as SWIL. SWIL, SWIL, and SWIL. SWIL forever.
You can find me on my Destiny show, Tower Casuals. Check out Expansion Pass, After Dark, all these things. Crossroads sometimes. Check them all out. Well, thank you everybody for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.